This video is sponsored by Enya Music. Hi there, Perfecto the Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. This is the Inspire, the latest carbon fiber electric smart guitar from Enya Music. Let's check it out. I've already featured the Nova Go Sonic here on my channel, which is Enya Music's LP-shaped carbon fiber electric guitar. And with the Inspire, Enya Music now offers the same carbon fiber construction and smart electric guitar features in an HSS Strat style format. Though I will say that while the pickup configuration emits an HSS Strat style vibe, the body shape itself is closer to maybe a PRS of some sort, with the rounder lower bout and the shorter upper horn. In fact, this body shape reminds me a lot of the Anderson Wolfhound that I recently featured here on my channel. First, let's talk about the shared features between the new Inspire and the Nova Go Sonic. So the Inspire has the same one-piece carbon fiber construction as the Nova Go Sonic. It also sports the same asymmetrical neck profile, which is thicker on the bass side of the neck and tapers nicely towards the treble side. And this gives the neck a comfortable fit for your hand. Truss rod adjustment is also via a spoke wheel at the end of the fretboard. Both guitars also have the ASI Smart system. The Nova Go Sonic and the Inspire also share the same type of volume controls. So this lit up knob right here lets you step through the presets. Just press down on it. Double press to activate pairing mode for the onboard Bluetooth audio. Now the second knob is a regular volume knob with a push-pull assigned to series or parallel wiring of the bridge humbucker. Both guitars even work with the same Enya app. Outputs are also the same. You have an 1/8 inch headphone jack and then a 1/4 inch main jack that you can plug into an amp or interface or mixer, and a USB-C OTG port. Now while the Inspire also has an onboard speaker, this is where the differences start. So instead of the Nova Go Sonic's 10-watt amp, Inspire ups it up to 15 watts. Next difference is, of course, the pickups. We have a humbucker in the bridge and 2 single coils for the neck and middle. 5-way switch. Also new to the Inspire is the 2-point tremolo with a very interesting spring adjustment mechanism right here. We'll talk more about this in a little bit. Back to the neck, we have 24 nicely rounded nickel frets and a 6 inline headstock with regular tuners. Oh, I skipped over this one. Like the Nova Go Sonic, the Inspire also has a 0 fret with an integrated nut that acts like a string guide to the tuners. Now, as for the color, my Nova Go Sonic was in buckethead white, but this Inspire is in royal purple. Really nice. The Inspire also comes in other colors, as well as some fun, collab-themed graphics like this. Look at that. Also new to the Inspire is this optional foot switch control. That way you can change your tones hands-free. Of course, big thanks to Enya Music for sponsoring this video and for sending me these Inspire guitars to show off and play for you guys. As always, I will have affiliate links in the video description. So please use these links to go gear shopping and help us keep making these videos for everybody to enjoy. Okay, music time. Here is my song Cherry Blossom Sunset, performed, recorded, and played on location around my neighborhood. Enjoy. Okay, so here's a quick walkthrough of how I'm recording everything outdoors. I'm using two cameras. So the main cam is a DJI Pocket 3 manned by my son Joaquin right there. And my second camera is a DJI Action 4. Now the Action 4 is also recording my audio. I have the Enya Inspire connected via USB-C OTG straight to the Action 4. And that's how you're hearing all the guitar sounds. I am switching tones with the Enya foot switch. And I have my backing track playing on my phone, streamed via Bluetooth into the Inspire, then also into the Action 4. Now, since we are in a public spot, I don't want to blast music and disturb everybody else. So I am monitoring myself using my in-ears plugged into the 1/8" headphone jack on the Enya Inspire. Okay, there you have it. Let's go back to the studio. Now, I've already covered the tones and options of the Enya Music app in my Novago Sonic video. And there really isn't anything different with the Inspire being released. You still only have 2 amp options, clean and dirty. You still have the same 6 effects blocks that you can't change the order of. And you're still limited to pretty much just 4 presets. While technically there are 4 banks, clean, overdrive, distortion, and high gain, with 4 presets per bank, you can only access 1 preset per bank via the smart knob. And the foot switch does not let you step through the banks either. This is just basically a way for hands-free switching of the 4 available presets. Also, this foot switch has very limited functions. It doesn't let you control the drum machine or looper functions of the app. So what I'll do instead is review this Enya Inspire like I would any other regular SuperStrat. I will show you the different scenarios that I will use this guitar in. First, as a practice tool with the onboard speaker. Next, as a standalone quick gig rig using the onboard effects plugged into an FRFR speaker like the Tone X Cab or the Bose S1 Pro Plus. And finally, as a regular HSS guitar plugged into my Rev Generator 120. Now, as a standalone practice tool, the Enya Inspire is pretty tough to beat. It offers the shortest path from not practicing to practicing. All you need to do is pick it up and turn on the onboard, effect system. And once you hear a sound, start playing. Now that the onboard amp is bumped up to 15 watts, you can actually get some pretty decent volume going. And with your phone connected via Bluetooth, you can stream your backing tracks straight into the Enya Inspire. You don't have to settle for, noodling by yourself. Now, I do have one complaint that carries over from the Novago Sonic, and that is in higher gain settings, you can't avoid microphonic feedback because, the speaker is just too close to the pickup. And with a louder 15-watt onboard amp, that feedback just gets worse. So, see? So if you really need to play with high gain, you can lower the volume to that level or just use the, 1/8" headphone out and practice silently. Okay, so this next setup uses the Enya Inspire as a standalone quick gig rig, plugged into an FRFR powered speaker. For the first half of this segment, I'm using the brand new Tone X Cab, and I'm sending all the tones via this X Vive A58 wireless. Now, this particular setup gives you a lot of, freedom of movement because there aren't any wires tying you to the Tonex cab. And with the presets accessible at your fingertips, you don't even need a foot switch. Now, the earlier issue of microphonic feedback with the onboard speaker is no longer a problem, now that the guitar is further away from, what's amplifying it. Now, I do have to mention that since I am a SuperStrat player, I am used to having my volume knob close to the bridge. And with this setup, instead of turning down the guitar volume, I turn down the entire rig's volume. So I have to be mindful of that. See, ideally you want your effects to trail off when you turn off the guitar volume. Like that. Now, since the Enya Inspire is battery powered, you can easily turn this into an off-the-grid busking rig when you plug it into a battery-powered PA speaker, like this Bose S1 Pro Plus. And since the S1 Pro Plus comes with its own guitar wireless transmitter, you're not only off-the-grid power-wise, you also enjoy wireless freedom. Let me set this up. Now, you can very well go busking with the Enya Inspire's onboard speaker. However, if you're playing with high gain, there is no way around that microphonic issue. But plugging into the S1 Pro Plus solves that microphonic issue, and since it is a full-range speaker, you can still stream your tunes to it. The biggest downside to this setup, however, is the limited options that you have with the Enya Inspire's onboard multi-effects. Obviously, for cover gigs, 4 presets are simply not enough. But if you're the second or third guitar player in your group and you don't need more than 4 guitar tones, then the Enya Inspire is a nice space-saving option for you. Okay, so for this third setup, I have turned off the onboard multi-effects and I have the Enya Inspire plugged straight into my Rev Generator 120. This way we get to judge the Inspire as an actual guitar and not just as a practice tool. Here's the clean sound. With the onboard effects bypass, the smart knob now turns into a regular volume knob. The other knob still functions the same way, leaving us with basically 2 volume knobs. Let me go to the crunch channel. Now, the stock pickups are decently voiced. They're not amazing, but they're not particularly bad either. They certainly lend themselves to signal processing, so you can pretty much dial in, whatever tone you need from these things. Now, on my NovaGo Sonic video, there were a couple of comments asking for clarification regarding the push-pull. Now, some other YouTube videos have said that this is a coil split function, but that is incorrect. It's actually a series and parallel wiring scheme. And you can hear that clearly with a dirtier tone. So this is the humbucker in series. And this is the same pickup in parallel. It is skinnier sounding as if coil split, but there is no hum. Here is the single coil hum. Okay. Let's check it with higher gain. Series. Parallel. No hum. Hum. Okay, now let's talk about the whammy bar, which is surprisingly good. At first glance, it looks like a derivative of the Goto 510 2-point tremolo. So you just push the bar in, and there's a grub screw right here that you can tighten in case you don't want the bar to freely move. Enya Music gets plus points by having flush saddle screws right here that doesn't tear up your hand. The whammy action is very smooth. Now, with normal whammy use for shimmering vibrato and expressive dips and dives, this tremolo bar is actually very stable, despite not having locking tuners. I think that is due to the 0th fret and the integrated graphite nut. This is a similar setup to my KZ Guitars Red Special, where there is very little or no friction at all here in the nut area. You'd have to try really hard to get this out of tune. Yeah, I can finish a tune with that. Okay, so here are my thoughts on the new Enya Inspire. As a practice tool for players of all levels, the Enya Inspire is a solid choice. As already mentioned, the Inspire offers the shortest path from practice inspiration to actually practicing. All you need to do is pick it up, turn it on, and start playing. The carbon fiber construction makes for a very stable instrument, so you don't have to worry too much about temperature, humidity, indoors, outdoors, out in the sun, out in the cold, or wherever. You can play this guitar wherever you want. So you can play the Inspire in outdoor shows, outdoor busking, or even go camping with it. Now, I am also impressed with the Inspire as a standalone guitar without the effects. The pickups are decently voiced and you can dial your rig around their tone. Plus, the non-locking tremolo works as advertised. It is not just there for show. It's actually, a functioning part of the instrument. Now, adding to these positives are the excellent feel and playability, and that makes the Enya Inspire a gig-worthy guitar. In fact, it can work as a budget version of, say, an Aristides or a roof guitar. Now, another thing I really like about the Inspire's tremolo bar is how you adjust it in the back right here. So you adjust your spring tension with the same tool that you use to adjust your truss rod. See that? Instead of having to deal with two wood screws. I'm not sure why this hasn't been adopted by the more popular tremolo systems yet, but this is a great idea. I've already mentioned the downsides, but it's worth mentioning that the biggest one is probably the limited options of the onboard effects. That being said, those shortcomings are software related, so I hope Enya Music doubles down and really develops this firmware to give us all the options that we want. Well, there you have it. This is the Enya Inspire Carbon Fiber Smart SuperStrat. Again, big thanks to Enya Music for sponsoring this video and for giving me free reign in presenting the Inspire to all you guys. As always, I will have affiliate links in the video description, so please use these links to go gear shopping and help us keep making these videos for everybody to watch. Thank you so much. YouTube thinks you're gonna like these next videos, so click on them to watch, then go grab your guitar and play something. Y'all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.